Hello, time for a quick tips video this time. I thought I'd make a video while I'm halfway through building this kit, the well-known amongst model people new tool Spitfire Mark Vc from Airfix. Now there's a known issue with this and I'll show you now. This is how far I've got. I've done the fuselage. I go to test fit. It's always a good idea to test fit. So there's a known issue whereby you can get a gap at the wing root there, because sometimes it doesn't, some people say, oh no, it's unbuildable, it doesn't fit, what are we going to do? That's not what they actually sound like. The designer themselves have already said do not push the two sides together because there's no need of it, and that's why some people are doing that, and that's creating a little bit of a gap when you put the thing together. Now I haven't done that, I've only glued this side. I've left this side with a bit of a, well, unglued, so I didn't expect any problems. But whether I filed it or not, and that's made a bit of a gap, or whether it's the established issue this kit people have had with this kit, I don't know. So the normal traditional way of sorting a gap in a wing root was either using filler or shimming it with a bit of plastic card down the crack and then filing off the card, whatever you've blanked it in with afterwards. Now I haven't got proper filler with me and I don't really want to, I could use plasticine, but that's a bit of a, well, it's a bit of a, there's no reason why not to use filler or plasticine, come to think of it. But what I was going to do was what I want to do is try to push the parts away from each other so that they'll close like that, just as it was, and then push them apart. So what I was going to do is get a bit of carved wood, in this case a lollipop stick, and use that to wedge it open to close the gap. Yeah, like that. Now that, the only trouble with that is you end up trying to hold this in place while the glue sets, which is not only awkward but just too much of a caveman solution. So I thought, well, the idea is to get the bottom half wider than it is so that it makes a tighter fit at the wing roots of the kit. So I thought, well, now we've got this bathtub area, which actually is a really good design. So all the, if you can see all the extra parts in there. I've added some Tamiya tape harnesses which I've made myself, and it's got a good decal for the control panel and a nice clear part for the target screen. Anyway, back to the point in hand, rather than just going off for one. I have misplaced the very thing I was going to show you I was going to use. Oh, this is annoying, that is. Why have I done with that now? I don't want to stop the video and I can't edit it and start again. So what I'll do, rather than trying to go back, I'll go forward and I'll show you even more detail of what I did. So I took a bit of plastic card, which I've got the other piece here somewhere. You probably see it on the screen and I can't see it for looking. Anyway, so I took a bit of plastic card. I'll try and cut it the same size. So this is just plastic cardboard, as they shorten it to plastic card. It's like a sheet of, It's not actually cardboard, but it's a sheet of plastic that you can cut and use for bits and pieces. You could probably use anything to ram in there, but what I'm going to do is in the unglued area, where it's at the middle of the wing root, I'm just going to push that in like that. See? Get that to focus. See? Pushed it in like that, and that pushes the sides either side there. And now when I put that in, it's snug fit and no need for filler at all. No filler, no sanding, anything like that. It's a snug fit, and that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to pass on this tip in case anybody else is building one. I may not be the first person to think of it, but I'm glad I did, because there's none of this sort of ram it all in with a bit of... Oh, there, see, I told you I found it. And underneath my bit of primitive wood was the actual piece I was going to use. There we are. Typical, isn't it? But you've got me to show the what I've done. I just cut it out a bit of plastic card. Anyway, so I'll either leave it there or put the other bit back in. If it's in the wrong place, obviously, because it's just test fitted, you can always get tweezers and pull it back out again. But that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I recommend anybody else do if they've got this issue, and rather than using filler. So there's my tip on the Airfix Spitfire Mark Vc model A02108. So there we are. That's what I'm going to be doing next, and you'll see the result, I'm sure. Thank you for staying with me. Bye for now.